location. And if you're on a Mac, honestly, what you need to know was on the video. Although it may work the same on the Mac, I don't quite know yet. But if you did follow along and you got that, let me tell you that you're way ahead of the game, because that is one of the most difficult and complex things that is on the industry exam. Now, with that being said, if you didn't get it, don't freak out, right? I intentionally put it there at the beginning just so you guys can see as hard as it gets. Now, if you didn't get it, don't worry about it, because the rest of it gets real easy. So just kind of follow along and then go back to that video a little bit near the end. Maybe I'll even just throw it back in near the end as a review. Okay, so now we're going back to just total basic stuff, right? And if you've used other Adobe applications, then you know how the interface works, because Adobe has done a great job at making this interface so customizable and easy to use. So let's first talk about some of the different areas of the screen. On the left, you have the toolbar. And the toolbar is where obviously all of the tools are kept and all of the different tools that you can use to create your images. Now, one of the things that's super important to know about Adobe apps is that this toolbar over here, the best way to think about it is more like a tool cabinet. Each one of these little icons, when you see this white bottom right corner, that's like a handle on a drawer. And that's how I always think about it. It helps me remember this. If I click and hold on that tool, you can see that there are multiple tools in this location. And whichever was the last I used, that's what shows up there. Sometimes you'll be doing a tutorial, you might be following along with me, or you'll see something that you're following on your own tutorial because you want to learn something on your own. And they're showing a tool in this location that you don't have. All you need to do is just kind of click and hold. Now, there are some tools that are new that don't exist in earlier versions, right? Like for example, this one here, this shape builder, one of my favorites, but this didn't exist in like CS5 and maybe even CS6. I don't even remember when it came in. But this is kind of a new tool, so that may not be there. And if it's not, then that just means it's time to update. The Creative Cloud is such a cool update, and it's so neat kind of getting the new features that drop in every 6 months or so. So I'm a big fan of the CC. I just want to make sure that you guys know that the tools generally don't move locations. So if you're doing a tutorial and you see a tool that's kind of in this, see how there's like these dividers, right? If it's in this third section and it's in this bottom left corner and you're seeing one of these options, it's still there in the same spot. You just need to kind of choose it. If you go to that location and you don't see the tool, then most likely you've got an older version of Illustrator that just doesn't have that in there. Okay, so it's really important to understand about these little drawers that you can open up and choose different tools from the drawers. Now, here is what's called the options bar, and the options bar is context sensitive. So if I'm on the text tool, you can see that I get all these text options. If I'm on the black arrow, you can see that I get options that are used with this particular tool. So if you're following a tutorial again, and it's telling you to choose something from this menu up here at the top and you don't see it, look over here and make sure that you've got the proper tool selected. That's another place that people get hung up a lot. Over here on the right hand side, we have the palettes or the panels. They used to be called palettes, and now I think they're called panels in all of the apps. And these are different ways you can also work with the features in the application. And if you see either the name or an icon, if you click it, it will extend out into the whole panel. You can also kind of stretch it out and shrink it back in order to make it skinny, or collapse it down all the way to icons. The other thing you can do is up here at the top, you can expand the panels and then they'll be in their full kind of usable mode. But this just takes up a lot of screen real estate, and some people don't like to do that. Up here at the top is the workspace chooser and the menu. I think that I'm going to save these for the next video, as this one's getting to be about 5 minutes, is where I like to cut it off. But in the next video, we're going to talk about how to change and customize and even save your own custom layout of this interface if you don't know how to do that by using another Adobe app already. Super cool feature. It's kind of like the seat in a luxury vehicle, where you get to kind of set it so that you just go in the car and push number 1 and boom, it just sets up exactly the way you like it. Adobe applications do the exact same thing because it's luxury software.